Tom Pace on the Talk of the Town, a special emergency preparedness spotlight segment. If you're ever in a situation, a crisis, like they faced in New Orleans with Hurricane Katrina and Rita, Gustav, Ike, you name them, where evacuees had to get out of there in a hurry, and one of the closest places was Shreveport, Louisiana. We have a man here from Oklahoma. It's sort of like he has a better idea. It's so simple, and yet he came up with it, and he's come here to share it with FEMA and our local emergency preparedness and homeland security people. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Albert Ashwood. I'm the State Director of Emergency Management in Oklahoma.
And Albert, you've seen all these disasters that have occurred across the South and Region 6, as we call it here, and whether it's tornadoes like what they had in Joplin, or it might be hurricanes in New Orleans, your idea was called a shelter in a box?
Absolutely, and really I hate to take full credit for that. That's kind of one of those things that came out of necessity. It was an after-action meeting we had in Baton Rouge with our partners in Louisiana, our partners with FEMA, and Sandy Davis and his group here in Shreveport. And we talked about evacuees and evacuation from the Gulf Coast for any type of potential hurricane. In Oklahoma, we took evacuees from Louisiana after Katrina and again after Gustav. And we talked about some of the problems we faced. Not so much with individuals. The individuals were great. It was a problem with us actually being able to plan for a shelter in Oklahoma when we don't have that bricks and mortar up there that we can say this is a designated shelter in case Louisiana needs our help.
So what happened was you looked at that and then you said, hey, how about staffing? We can provide the people. Was that the bottom line?
That was it. I said, wouldn't it be easier if we could bring the people and the equipment down here and run one of your shelters? It keeps people closer to home. It takes those many people off your responsibility list and allows us to be a good neighbor in the same time.
And not only that, you're under the same banner, if you will. You understand the issues and all the crisis management that you have during a disaster.
Absolutely, and we want to make sure that, and this is true with any type of natural disaster, especially something as catastrophic as a hurricane can be. We know that our governor is going to come to us and say, Albert, we want you to do everything you can to help out your neighbor, and we're going to do it. But it's a lot easier to plan and prepare for it when we say, Louisiana, what can we do to help you, and let us come down and make that happen.
And the manpower is the whole key. Plus, not only just the manpower, but the whole kit and caboodle, if you will.
Absolutely. One of the things we came into this operation with, and I told my folks, is that if we're going to really be a benefit to the state of Louisiana, we have to do a turnkey operation. We can't come down here with a lot of people and then go to Sandy and his group and say, now find us hotel rooms, and now we want you to bring us water and food and all of the things that are necessary to run the shelter. No, we have to bring those things with us. And that's what we've tried to plan for and make sure that we open up those logistics lines with Oklahoma so we really take this number of people off their responsibility list.
And so that has been done at this point?
Yes. What we're doing this week is doing our second exercise in this series. It's kind of hard to do exercising without the actual evacuees. You simulate quite a bit. But at the same time, we feel very confident that our folks can come down here if we're asked to next week, and we have a pretty good idea of what immediately needs to be done.
And right now, talk about hurricane season, and here we are in the middle of August, and September 12th reaches the zenith of hurricane season, and the Weather Bureau just told me, hey, Tom, very easy, the impulses can form down around the Horn of Africa. You never know.
Absolutely, and we want to make sure we're as prepared as possible. Hurricane season seems to get longer and longer each year, but at the same time, we're going to be ready, whether it's in August or whether it's in October, that we can come down there and help them.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here and being a partner to Louisiana in our time of crisis. And also, one other benefit of this, if I'm not mistaken, you keep the people from Louisiana within the state.
That is the ultimate benefit. It really helps out the evacuees, keeps them closer to home, makes sure that they get relevant information. It doesn't move them from state to state while they're trying to get them back home.
Thank you so much. Tom Pace on the Talk of the Town, an emergency preparedness update spotlight segment.